any person, but I think if you know how to handle sales objection very well, it will help you. The statistics says that a lot of unsuccessful salespeople drop out of the process at the point of sales objection. Indeed, 44% of even very good salespeople abandon pursuit after one objection. 22% they abandon even their sales pursuit after 2 objections. Please let's mute the mic. Kindly mute the mic if okay. All right, thank you. Okay, it said that 22% they quit pursuing even their sales endeavor even at the second rejection, while only or rather 14% they don't pursue their sales objection after a 3rd rejection, while 12% even throw up their hand after the 4th rejection. So we are saying that even though over 80% of sales require you to have minimum of 5 follow-up. Don't forget, okay, we are Christians here. I love the fact that we are Christians here. You will find that when you gave your life to Christ, it was not the first person that came to you that made you to make the decision to give your life to Christ. And this exactly is what happens also in sales. Don't forget, sales of the soul is what we call evangelism. So sales also physically of products or services requires minimum of 5 follow-up before you can achieve a cover. It's called the 5-to-1 even rule in sales. So after making 5 calls by one person, okay, then you can be sure on that average to make a sales, to close the sales. So don't give up your hand when don't raise up your hand in dejection and throw up your hand in despondency that look I won't do this anymore because even people are not quickly yielding onto what you're saying. I said here, successfully handling objections and alleviating concerns separates the good salespeople from the bad ones and separates the good from the great. I'm saying how you handle sales objection and how you can even reduce the concerns, even in the discouragement that you have when people say no. All right. It's what separates good or bad or great or good salespeople. So you must understand this. You want to be a good salesperson, you must learn how to mitigate and ameliorate, reduce the concern and the discouragement you receive when you hear a no. Indeed, I do tell people no is an acronym for next opportunity. We have about even 20-something million people in Lagos. If you have no from 10 people, there are still about 27 people less 10. Go ahead. And one of the things that should also give you confidence, unless you are not sure about this business, if you still have even doubt about the business you are doing, if you have doubt yourself that it is not legit, it's not real, if you have doubt, that is when you will not push the way you should push. But if you are so convinced that both the product, the company, even the structure, that everything is what it says it is, you will give it all. At least that is what gives us confidence to be able to push the gospel of Christ to the ends of the world. We have had rejections and no, but we will still go on. It's because we know that what we are putting out there determines eternity. It is legit. It is true. So also you must, if you have such a conviction, sincerely, rejection and no's will rather push you further, even into the next level. And that's what, how I want you to be able to see this. How I'm going to say it. I did a little bit of assignment within the groups, and I want us to discuss it here, even as I'll do this. I will ask, since we're not so many, I said, review your sales call from the previous month. So if you really made a sales call, sales call concerning your CashFX business, what sales calls did you make? Was it WhatsApp? Was it Facebook? Was it radio? I want us to discuss that. And how did you go? Okay, I want you to keep tabs on your most popular sales objection so as to be able to know even areas of weakness and areas of strength, even in your own ability to make sales. Okay, so keep tabs on your most popular sales objection. That is the one you encounter multiple times whenever you put it out, is it that people just say it's a scam? So it is, or whatever, is that popular sales objection, so that you'll be able to put up a strategy that you'll be able to use to overcome the next, since is the most popular sales objection you'll be receiving. So first of all, please, I want us at this point, and let us go on air and tell me, Auntie Chi, what has been your own review the last 1 month or two, the sales call you made. Can you share it in 1 minute? What sales call did you made? And what was your experience in terms of objection?
Okay, well, if it's a sales call, if it's telephone, if it's, let me quickly, I've talked to, I work in a place where there are many people. The objections have been generally funds, okay? A lot for, well, I'm a teacher, so most colleagues were complaining of school fees this period. Everyone is telling me January, so I'm waiting for them for January.
Okay.
I think I have about 3 or 4 people who said January is when they'll be ready. And I'm reminding them that I hope when we come to January, to me that they will not say the money has been diverted to something else, because if they had started, they'll now find out that Christmas would have been a lot enjoyable this year. Well, I'll remind them of that. So it's been fun. Then I had a radio, my 1 minute up, no. I had a radio, I paid for radio, and I had so many calls.
Okay.
Unfortunately for me, I was teaching when these calls were coming. By the time I looked at my phone, I had like 27.
Wow.
So I started calling all of them back, and I've been able to open up a WhatsApp page. Okay. Those that, I think I've had 2 people who are in Ogun State, who heard the radio and were interested. 2 of them said something about funds. Not having when they were told the minimum is $300. And I think I'm going to have to follow it up. I say, $300, they may not have some. As you were saying now, it occurred to me, I could ask them, what was it that made them want to call me? Let them tell me why they were interested in what Pastor Mike said that made them get the phone number to call. So maybe I should work on that. Then let them do something about their fund problem. So that
amazing, man. Now, what I'm saying is, if you don't reflect on the excuses people give, you won't be able to know the next strategy. So that's what you've done. Very good. You've done radio. You've done WhatsApp. You've done phone calls. Okay, good. So thank you for sharing your own experience. Let's have Larry. What has been your experience in terms of what did you make any sales call even during the last 1-2 months, and what has been your experience?
Yes, I did. The way I reach out to people is either one-on-one. I do one-on-one most times. I also send message to them via WhatsApp. I also send even the return on the investments, like on the, there's a daily return, there's a weekly return, even all those 5 years plan, 5 years plan of a thing.
Yes.
I share those things with them for them to see.
Okay.
So most times, some people tell me this is another purchase scheme, that you guys have to be careful. In fact, some people
doubts
tell you
as passion, fear.
A guy even told me, I've done something like exact. That, in fact, I didn't make that thing work out. He was telling me the amount of money he invested in millions, that hadn't been that thing work out, that it should be in a big time money now, millionaires now. So the guy was like, a lot of things that you guys have to be careful, just to ensure you are withdrawing. I said, I've not even reached where I'm going. I'm not interested in withdrawing. I've not even reached where I'm going. So I think the fear that this thing might crash. In fact, especially people are looking out for the downfall. Let me from their own side, like this festive period now that we are watching again.
All right.
Some people will even tell me that if you can scale this year, come to me next year. Just be doing it. You can come to me next year. Come and preach to me.
Take Larry. Take down that person's name.
Yeah.
That's what it's a reflect. Take it down.
Yes.
And the moment New Year starts,
you bombard him with the results.
You will not remind him. See,
Those are
then
is the result.
You give the person the result, the percentages he or she has lost.
Yes.
Like I told somebody who kept on dilly-dallying. He was to start with $2,000, he said.
Okay.
Then so when he finally, I said, bros, see all the percentages you've lost all this month. Wow. I started laughing at him. Wow. But fortunately, he has now started with 500. If I laughed. I said, you're ready.
Amazing.
The money you would have recovered half of it by now.
Oh my.
You don't chop up because money has wings.
Yes.
Put it in the bag, you'll be looking at it, and before you know it, you're giving it into cash out to buy something.
Amazing. Okay. All right. So please note down that name, because even the proof that this is legit will be that you post your result and where you are at that time. Okay. But please, the strategy is, even before that time, don't quit giving information. One of the things I've seen that douses and tears down the resistance of fear is knowledge, information. Okay, so please keep doing it. Keep posting. Pastor Mike taught us something called orchestration. Orchestration means what you consistently, persistently do on a daily basis. For instance, you are not a prayer warrior if you pray 24 hours December 31st of every year. You are a prayer warrior if you can set a time, 5 minutes each day, 365 days. You can be consistent. That is what makes you a prayer warrior. You will find out that even before you get to the third week, even though it is 5 minutes alone you've set, you have the capacity to expand even your prayer to 10 minutes to 15 minutes without you knowing. That is what makes you a prayer warrior. So you are not even a good businessman if you just do it whenever. If ever, you must orchestrate. There must be a way in which you go about this marketing on a daily basis if you want to make it big. And don't forget, I've told you, if you take this as an hobby, you will receive the reward of an hobby. So don't forget that. If you take it as a business, do you know it takes great faith to have a mom and pop shop and go there every day, believing that what you have, people will come to buy. It takes great faith. But that exactly is what majority of us do. You set up a shop and you put goods there without a guarantee that people will come to buy, but you believe that it will sell. But you find that shops that don't open consistently and persistently, even though they are the best stocked shop, people will soon begin to look elsewhere. So you must put yourself in the face of people. Very soon, they begin to ask you. One of the testimony I told you about, for instance, one of the mentees, I had this mentee, around 2003, he joined the organization where I was. The mentee is the owner of one of the biggest group of media independent company in Nigeria today. You know him, okay? Yes. You know him. Okay. Now, when a long-standing mentee who now became a big businessman, very rich, I've also mentored his board members and all that. Now, this guy, when he saw me posting this consent, he quickly called me, said they have hacked into your account. I laughed and smiled. Nobody hacked into my account. He said, but Rev, you don't do this kind of thing. How? I said, look, this I found out is true and all that. So you can relax. Okay, this. So he was looking. Do you know something? I didn't know he was consistently looking at all our posting. It came to a particular time. He talked with his board member, said, look, this is our mentor. We know him very well. Let us put some money as a corporate team. One particular board member did not allow the company to put in money. So he came back to me and said, look, I didn't allow, but he will put his personal money. First of all, he put 10 million, gave me 10 million, he said, I should help him set up an account. Next, he gave me 25 million, set up an account. And the last time he set up 100,000 accounts, $100,000. This guy. Why? Because you see, this is what I'm saying. I am consistent. Number one, also, what I'm selling for me is called reputation capital. And you know that. because of reputation I've built over years, they knew I'm meticulous. I'm not someone who is finicky about money. Money doesn't move me. Okay. And so I'm not running after money. And he knows all that. And so he was convinced also because I was doing orchestration. I was consistently posting this thing. I wasn't giving up. And several other friends like that have come. Several other, on some of the companies on which I sit as also board of directors, they've seen me post this constantly. So, and they've been asking, is this true? So the last board meeting, 3 of my directors registered. 2 directors, the chairman of the board, even another director, and the husband of one of our directors. So 3 people. They just said, look, Rev, this thing you are saying, we are saying is a joke. It has become true. So they joined. So consistency. You have your own group of influence. Don't forget, in life, we have 2 areas. You have what we call area of influence and area of interest. Area of interest is what you want to receive from people. Area of influence is the power and the grace and the benefit you have and the value you have to offer for people. So you must open up your own area of value or influence. I apologize, I just, that went off. So I'm saying, your area of interest is critical.
Sorry.
Yes. Okay,
sorry to interrupt you.
Go ahead.
People were trying to comment.
Please, you can admit them. You are a co.
No, so I need Suru. Just hold on.
Okay.
They were trying to come in. I clicked on admit all. I don't know how they are coming in. And the thing knocked off the whole thing.
Oh,
so that's
sorry.
what happened.
Oh, so sorry.
I can't even see that.
Okay. I don't know what happened. Okay, I will try and admit, but I think they are in. Okay, they are not in, but don't worry. Once they
don't worry. When they come again, I'll do that.
Okay. All right.
Just continue.
Okay.
I want to tell you what happened. Yeah.
Okay, thank you, ma'am. So please don't forget, this is very, very important. Your area of interest must speak to the area of influence if you want to attract. For instance, I was mentoring these people. I've been mentoring them so that 2003 to 2021. So you can see the span of my mentoring. But you know that I was doing these things for free. My wife have told me, look, even when I left paid employment, I was into consulting. You still do these things for free for all these money. They can pay. I said, no. Look, now the payment is coming in. It's like the Israelites that served the Egyptians for is it for how many years? Almost like 400 years.
430. 430.
Even though God says 400, but the 30 years climbed because their deliverer was not ready. Moses was not ready by 400 years. So it was added 30 more years. So I'm saying, and when they were to leave Egypt, God paid them every wages of generations that have worked there. I'm believing that God is paying me for that. That's what I'm saying. So keep giving value. You will soon appeal to the area of interest and people will open up their pockets for you. But please, you must be in the face of these people. It's important. And I shared an overcoming secret here. I said the overcoming secret for overcoming rejection is this. I said it is the constant and determined effort that breaks down every resistance and sweeps away every obstacle. This is what Cloud Bristol said. Look at this tree there. Even though this is an igneous rock that is so strong, but little by little, as the roots even keeps doing what it's doing, it will be penetrated into the cracks, and very soon this mighty rock will give way. Constant, determined orchestration. Constant, determined effort. Very soon, resistance break. Keep, please, and the tree, you have set up a WhatsApp group. Keep giving good value. Be careful about overload of information, but be careful also about depth or lack of information. Don't let a day go without you giving fresh value that can help them in their business, that can help them in their belief, that can help them to grow roots even better. This is very important. Constant, determined effort. Very soon, resistance break. And please, I have told you, no does not mean No way. No is an acronym for next opportunity. Move on to the next door. That is what we teach even salespeople. Is important. No, I said treat objection with a positive mindset. Objection should not be treated with a negative mindset. Once you've treated with a negative mindset, you yourself will become discouraged. Objections, questions, and concerns are normal and natural in the sales process. And you must expect them anyhow and anyway. And that is why I said you must reflect. What was the objection about? As you begin to devise strategy on your own about how to undo that kind of objection, if it comes up again, you become a better salesperson. And because you are now better prepared. Objections, questions, and concerns are normal and natural. So if it's natural, don't treat it as abnormal or unnatural. Expect it and embrace it. And that is what can help you to improve as a salesperson. Likewise, objection indicates interest. If a person is telling you, I can't join for this reason, it is a good way even to help the person because he has told you the reason. So you can now provide a solution, a way out. People are saying, I won't join until December and all that. Fine, you find a way out. No. People have to, do you know that if you come with a better proposition of even without money that they can join, it is possible. We've had a testimony of a South African who sold the bicycle that he bought for his child to start. Because having been inundated with consistent information of the trade returns, and he saw that, look, I can quickly make good money and buy back a better bicycle. And the child agreed, and he sold it. And today he's one of the leaders in South Africa. So I'm saying, when you are here about objections or questions or concerns, take it as an indicator of interest that the prospect is beginning to consider the offer seriously. And don't forget, I said a law of 6, which is 5 in 1. Okay, that is, after 5, you convert a sale. So the law of 6, that is sixth call that sales or prospects are turned into converts. And expert in sales says 80% of sales require at least 5 follow-up to convert. So the sixth in most cases is where even the objections fall apart. Let me tell you, most of the people that I've had and that you have even brought into CFX, you will find out that it is not in most cases your own false information that makes them come on board. And some of them that say we come on the radio, you'll find that if you ask averagely before they sign up, they will have attended the webinar more than 4-5 times, in some cases before they sign up. So this you must understand. So if you understand that this is something proven by science and by practice of the professional sales organization globally. So you shouldn't be deterred if people say no at the first instance. Don't be deterred. Sometimes you may have to leave them for a while, okay, and come back again. But don't forget, you need to feed them consistently with value, with information. All right. And for us, within this group, don't forget, you don't even need to do the closing of sale yourself. And just look, everyone wants to, don't forget, it's natural that people like free things. So we are saying this is a free empowerment seminar. You invite them to an empowerment seminar, you invite them to a business seminar. They want to listen, they are not paying anything. Just let them listen in. And it may happen for you that, look, that may be the day in which you will close, the presenters will help you to close the sale. I said here also create solutions to address last month's frequently expressed sales objection. That's exactly what I said you do in your reflection. Okay, so once you have assessed even the kinds of sales objections you've received last month, okay, no money, I've done something like this, and so go back. Okay, then what kind of answers can I give if this kind of objections comes up again? How can I address it? So you are prepared for the next sales call. That's what we are saying. Okay, create a general response based on those solutions that you provide. This is very, very important, please. Very important. Right?
Okay, sir.
Okay, now let me go on to treat strategies for handling sales objections. The first strategy taught even by pundits and authors, is called the sweep aside method. This uses words politely and positively. Let me show you how it's done. Number one, this is you. After the president objected and all that, and said, I can't start now, December. Now. Oh, that's all right. Most people in your situation felt the same way when I first called on them. But they have now become our best customers, best members, best even leaders. And they have even recommended their friends. Then if he replies, what is it? Then say, okay, that's exactly what I would like to talk to you about. If you can give me a few minutes of your time, then you give the few minutes of time, you push the thing to, I might just say, look, I just want you to attend even this webinar, and you will hear more about it. Okay, so you are positively directing their negative energy. That's what you are doing as you politely even use this method. It's a sweep aside method. That's all right. Most people in your situation felt exactly the same way when I first made this call on them. However, I can tell you even that they have today become some of my best members and best leaders. And even they have even recommended to some of their friends. That will strike up some interest. They so what do you want me to? Oh, just attend this webinar. All right. And when it is 5 minutes to the webinar, you send a reminder to them. I expect to see you even in that amazing webinar. We have leaders waiting for you, even who will want to educate you more about it. That's okay. All right. So, the rule here is you must hear them out completely. Don't argue. Don't defend. Listening is the white magic when it comes to the sweep aside even strategy. Asking questions puts you in the control of the conversation. So you ask questions to probe. Ask gently and ask professionally. When you turn even from being the one that is only answering the question to the one also asking probing questions, you are in the control of the conversation. Okay, so these are some of the tactics you can use, okay, in the sweep aside method. Likewise, the second strategy for sales objection is treat each objection as a question. Treat each objection as a question. Okay, when I can, I don't have money and all that, if this was an emergency, how would you have gone about the money? That's a kind of question. You turn objections into questions. I said, first pause, smile, and ask, how do you mean? Or how do you mean exactly? Okay, if this were an emergency, would you have been able to source the money anyway, anyhow? How do you think? No, you don't forget, question puts you in control of conversations. All right. The second, is seek clarification. For instance, you say, obviously you have a good reason of saying no, but do you mind if I ask if follow-up question about what you could have done differently? Okay, so seek clarification, seek probing. Questioning is a strong tool to put you in position, of control of the conversation. And don't forget this. To turn each of the prospect objection into question. So don't forget, you have listed the kinds of objections that were most common to you last month. So, and you have also, reflected and come up with some strategic questions, okay, that you can use to ask and to be in control of the conversation. That's what I'm saying here. So as you do that, you find that you get better in addressing it. Okay, and the third thing you do when you want to treat objection as question is that use the feel, felt, and found method. Three things. The FF. Use the feel, felt, and found method. Let me show you how it works. Now listen to this sentence. I understand exactly how you feel. Others felt the same way when they first heard about the price or the opportunity, or even about CashFX. But this is what they found when they began, when they registered and joined CashFX. So, tell him, okay, and empathize about how he's feeling. Okay, tell him that others have felt that way before, but this is what others found out when even they tasted CashFX and all. Just give maybe a Mommy Jackson testimony shot, or maybe Pastor Wale or you need testimony short, or Pastor Michael or just, or even a Madam Felicia, testimony, just something short and simple. All right. Don't forget, the greatest of all masters, our Lord Jesus Christ, even used stories that connect, even to make people understand more and to come to his side. It's an example you can leverage on. So use the feel, felt, and found method. I understand exactly how you feel. Yes, I felt that exact same way because I've lost about millions of naira in some other opportunities. However, this is what I found out with this. In 4 months of joining CashFX, I covered 4 years of my loss in the Forex market, which you said is so complex and so fearful. So I've used also the feel, felt, and found method in another way. So you can begin to think about how you can use the feel, felt, and found method to turn the tide of conversation in your way and so be in control of the conversation. The third strategy for handling sales objection is build rapport. How do you build rapport? Relationships are powerful. Relationships are potentially powerful over repeated time. So it's repetition of closing up networking makes you to have an inroad very soon. Okay, by getting the prospect to say yes through reflective listening. That is, try to ask questions that will first of all make the prospect at least to come to your side on one singular thing. For instance, you will agree with me that even money is so important even to fulfill your life goals, isn't it? Everyone, that is yes. And you will agree with me that even as we grow older, we have less strength to be part of an active income generating even endeavor. Yes. So you've gotten 2 years. The more initial years you get, psychologically, you are pulling down resistance, wall of resistance. So when you now introduce even a way in which even can help you even achieve passive income, even as the person grows older, and to solve this cash flow problem, it will be more willing to listen. Look at this other example on the screen here. Okay. The prospect says, you are, $300. I can't, that's too expensive. So you answer, so what I am hearing is that the price point is an issue for you. So he said, yes, exactly. You see, you got him to say yes. Getting the customer or product to say yes or yeah can be a powerful tool to build rapport. Already it breaks down this wall, and it seems there's a connection between two of you. So it's another way of saying yes. So you can now lead on from there on possible ways even that can help him to reach his goal of starting off even with $300. All right. Okay, so dealing with price objections, please, because the example I gave in the third building rapport, I gave an example of price objection. I now want to say, because also one of our members here said, it is a price, they don't have money now. It is price. Please let me drill down on this. Based on research, this is research from the sales and marketing organization. The price is never the main reason for making buying decisions. No, we have found out that price is never the main reason for making buying decisions. There are several other reasons: fear, past experiences, preferences, beyond prices. So your job is to find out the main reason why they are not buying and to deal with that main reason effectively. Most important factors for buying include suitability, convenience, reputation of the company or the product, appearance of the product, how appropriate it is to the customers, past experiences of having been burnt in such even platforms that they have joined. Okay, lack of knowledge about, because that ignorance may be also what is keeping them away. So there are several reasons for raising price objection, but you think it's the main reason. But when you ask further probing questions, it will lead you to the main reason. We have something called the Toyota 5 strategy. The Toyota strategy, whenever they want to do an innovation, is a 5 level. They said when you ask the question up to the 5th level, you get to the main reason, the main meat, the main consumer insight, even for that new idea. So when they call focus group discussion, they begin to ask questions until, why did you say that? And why do you say what you said? And why, as you probe down, it gets to a point where you get the real reason. So, this is one of the ways in which to really sidetrack the price. Initial thing, it looks like the price was the issue, but you now get the main reason and you be able to address their real need. Don't forget, if you don't really address the real need in the heart of people, okay, you can't make that sales calls a successful one, right? Okay, when you want to deal also with price objections, please never argue or defend your price. We are not expensive now, so you don't have to, no. Focus on the value of your offering. Turn the conversation around so that it becomes a value conversation, not a price conversation. Don't push price before benefits and values. Indeed, the wisdom is don't go first offering, this is how much it is. Go first offering, these are the value and the benefits, and this is how this can help you to solve a problem. Go about offering benefit approach. Benefit approach. What would the benefit to them? That is the most important thing. So bring up price only when the consumer have indicated that they like and they want what you are selling. Because in most cases, they will know how much are you selling it. Don't let them push you into a corner by you quickly going, it is $300 smallest. No. How much are you selling? Turn the discussion a little bit into value. While I will want to tell you how much we're selling it, why not let us look at how much you'll be gaining in maybe a year. 2020, we have about 329% on all members' investment. 329% of whatever you buy. That is about even 80 years of what even the bank will return to you from your savings account. So you paint the picture of value that the person can connect with. Now, let me now tell you the price. Okay? Part of telling you the price is the fact that you must understand that, what I've told you brings 329% in that year was totally hands-free. You still have opportunity to go about doing your other businesses. And there have never been a loss in that entire year till today. So these are some of the value. So can you even put a price on what I've said? Someone pay, trading for you, someone even securing that there is no loss. Okay, and someone giving you even over 300% in a year without you doing anything, just for getting your money there. Can you put a price to, if you employ that person, how much you can pay? Now, if you think about the price as maybe you hire that person for 1 year salary, you give him $10,000. But what we are saying is that you can get that same percent return with just as little as $300, and you can scale it up as returns also comes in. So you must make the conversation a two-way, but two-way that emphasizes benefit, value over price. Let us look at the possible response I put here. Okay, the person said, no, it's so expensive. No, I am sensitive to price. I'm very price sensitive. You can say something like, I know price is important to you. Could I come back to that question a little bit later after I have had a chance to understand your current situation? That's maybe it. The current situation of teachers in the school of my sister is that, look, okay, they are saying, no, we can only have a lot of money, at the end of the year and all that. Is that a current situation? Oh, awesome. But you will find out that if there is an emergency now, where can you get that money? If there's an emergency, can you, and you treat, that situation as an emergency, where can you get the money? Well, I can borrow. So by engaging in conversation and question asking, you come in you get in control of the conversation again. So these are some of the examples, in dealing with price objections. Price objections will always come, even if you sell bread and butter. Price objection will come, even if you are a trainer like myself. I train organizations. I push to them. This is the cost I will train you. They will first of all push back. Even if you are a carpenter, everything, price objection will come. It doesn't mean the person doesn't want to do it. Get to the bottom to understand the real need. Okay, and when you solve that need, you find that price becomes secondary. Amazing. I said the rule is, by all means, postpone the price discussion. Go to the questioning process. Focus on uncovering the problem or the need for which the product is the ideal solution. Okay. Then I said, how do you deal with price objections? Some of the rules you demonstrate that the difference in the price that the prospect has in mind. Demonstrate the difference in that price and the offer that you have. Okay. $300. And at the end of the year, how can I turn that $300, 300% time? How much will it become at the end of the year? So you find out, even if you borrow that money within maybe 6 months, the money is paid up, and yet you have 300% return on just that initial investment. Is it not wise? It is said that, in an inflation, borrowers, okay, are the one that enjoy at the expense of lenders. Because once you borrow, you are able to do it, tie that money down quickly, and because it's an inflationary economy, what you will receive back is much more than whatever the lender says you pay back. So you are in a benefit. I remember at the particular time when we built our first house. Okay, at that time the bankers were giving me, because of my company, was well rated. We are giving me at that time, 17% all in. Okay, and I looked at 17% all in, and I looked at the inflation rate. I saw that the inflation rate even was about 18% plus. So the inflation rate was much more than how much I'm paying as an interest. So I saw it is wise to borrow at that time. So I borrowed, and it made me to finish that house in less than 6 months. Okay, and I plan to pay this out because it is 17% all in, fixed, while inflation was still going high. So I was at an advantage. I paid out the money. They paid it out because I was paid employment. They paid it out in 3 years, and so it was a benefit to us. The bank lost, if you understand what I'm saying, because inflation rate was higher than the rate at which I borrowed. So these are some of the things you have to look at as an investor. So show that the prospect's purchase will improve the quality of his life, our life, and our work. Show how it can help. Give her freedom, give her rest of mind, help her to be able to plan. You see, this is money that you are assured of. Comes in consistently. You can plan. You can plan. This is money that give you freedom to also do other things. Plan for ministry. Plan for a relationship with your wife and husband. Plan for your children. You can plan. That is what this kind of money does for you. Likewise, if you work well and you plan even how you will rank up. I knew before, I ever was given a company car in those days, before I was given maybe a Jeep in those days to ride, I have put in not less than 20 years of work as an employee before I ever got that. But you know something? An equivalent car for those who work well in cash FX, and you enter into the rank of president, who says you cannot earn it in less than 2 years or 3 years? But I sweated out my butt to earn that kind of car, only after 20 years of laboring for other people. So I'm saying you can plan your life. This kind of business gives you opportunity to plan your life. When do you want what you want? Put in the works and it will pay you. So these are some of the feedback that will interest the person. Okay, I did a game here. Now for time, I will do that game here for now. Okay. Since I still have some time, let us do the game. I said, discuss the situation of price objection and how you overcame that price objection. If you have ever overcome price objection, at this point in time, I think I will call Pastor Wale Uyeni. We are twins. Where Pastor Wale is, I am. Where I am, Pastor Wale is. So Pastor Wale, Please, you will help me, with issue of price objection, from your own point of view also, and maybe how you overcame it, and what are your own strategy and how have you been able to handle objections? Because I know even before you got to where you are, you have had myriads of objections. So how have you handled it? Are they still coming, and how are you handling those objections? Please, Pastor Wale, please just help us out. Thank you. Pastor Wale, are you there? Okay, I'm not sure. Pastor Wale, are you there? Wow, I think Pastor Wale Oyeni is busy with other things. Okay. All right.
He's still connected, except he's not available.
Yes, maybe he's not available. But I can see his name. Okay. All right. Okay. Let's discuss even in our businesses, apart from cash ethics and all that. You want to sell an idea, you want to sell the service. Maybe you're a teacher, you want to do a coaching for a student, and you said I will be taking 70,000 naira per month to come for that coaching, and the price is so expensive and all that. So how did you eventually come to settle for the price and still got that teaching appointment? That's just an example. So anyone, I know that Elder Olorogun, is into farming, okay, and he has a lot of customers, that he sells to. Some people come to take product from his farm. So how did you manage situations of price objections, and how did you overcome the situation? Mr. Olorogun, will you want to speak to us? Oh, are you hearing me, sir? Sister Chief, maybe you want to say one or two things? Sister Chiamaka.
I'm here. Hello, okay, he's also online.
He's online.
Oh, yeah, hearing you.
I hope so. I don't know.
Maybe you should just chat. Maybe you should just chat them up and see if they will respond.
Okay.
One thing.
Okay, let me just chat. Chat. Okay. Can you hear me? Okay. Yeah. All right. I've put in the chat. No. So everyone, can you hear me? All right. The basic thing I want all just to see is that different situations require different strategy in terms of managing price objection. But price objection is generally the same. It's people saying that it's too pricey. I can't afford it. But you find out that if you position value discussion, what they think they cannot afford, when they have seen that the value is much more than what you are saying they should buy it, people just go for it. Now, and that's why you find that sometimes also maybe the way in which you went about positioning yourself may influence whether people think you are too pricey or you are even undervaluing yourself. I've seen situations where people say that I won't buy that thing because it seems too cheap. It seems too cheap. Some people feel that way because it's yeah. Yes, ma'am. You want to say something?
No, I'm just laughing.
Yeah.
No, okay, when you finish, I will answer. You had told me to speak up. When you finish, I will. All right. Okay. I'll respond.
Okay. No, you can go ahead, ma'am. Please go ahead.
Okay. You're right. I have a colleague who is also a friend that over the years one has encouraged her as a younger person. Encouraged her so much so today she has become a landlady.
Wow.
Because with the encouragement one has given, if you want to build, you don't have to have all the money. You can always start small, which is what kept on telling her. Even the land, when she bought, they gave her opportunity. She paid that thing within a year or so.
Wow.
Or it's even 2. And they kept on being a woman. She just got favor. So it reached a point where she was able to now have to take her rent and move to her own house because they kept on increasing rent where she was. So we now got this one, being a friend. And I am always coming home with her. And I kept on telling her, and she was saying, no money, no money. What you're saying now? No money, no money. I said, what do you mean by no money? What are you talking about? You are busy, I just said some things. You will always have cooperative borrow. What are you saying by no money?
Amazing.
So at a point, I told her, I stopped, like Pastor Mike would say, I started fashioning her. Because it was like draining me. Yeah. I couldn't imagine how someone you've been encouraging will not even see what you're seeing. So at a point, I told her, I said, look, the reason I got involved with this was because of the people who told me I could trust them. Apparently, it looks as if you don't trust me. Because that's it. She said, it's not, I said, okay, I don't told that. So at the end of the day, she borrowed money. I was even still those she borrowed from, because I didn't want to give her the money. I told her, if I give you, you wouldn't be serious with it. Yes. And I don't intend to. So she borrowed the money from a colleague who saw it and believed me and said she would do. She borrowed money from that one. So both of them, you know the names now. You were the one. So she borrowed the money and I balanced it.
Yes.
Which she finally has paid up. I balanced the money. So I didn't mind balancing, but I wasn't going to give her. So that's what I'm saying. The way with her, the challenge, you are right. I need to understand how to really, I don't get upset with objections, but sometimes you don't give the right answer. Sometimes one has not been given the right answer. For my husband, all I said is, I will return your money in 6 months.
All right.
Yeah. Return your money in 6 months. Okay. For a colleague who is in a position, I told him, you help people a lot. This will help you help others. Okay. So I think, like you're saying, is able to.
What is the need? Yes.
Yes. We don't know their needs.
Yes.
And then be able to really now offer the solution. So with this, well, you're recording it, so I'm going to go take time and learn how to respond and go back to all, because those colleagues they're all eager. Some even came, they're all eager. They're telling me story about money. And these are people who could borrow money, either from the bank or cooperative or from, though a lot to do end of year contribution, which I've told them is a waste of time. You carry your money and give to somebody else in the name of, another person your money every month. You now come and collect it in December. Nobody is doing business with the money. Anyway, they don't to them, it's like preparing for December. That's the in thing in Nigeria.
It's a mentality.
That is how what they call them, these mini banks, what they call them now? Microfinance. That's really what they do. That's really, the people borrow money or contribute, and then at the end of the year, they're using it to spend and buy so many things. And they make a lot of money from that.
They do.
I will take time and study this. Please, one needs to learn, pay attention, ask the right question, because that's really what it is. Ask the right question, follow up the question until I hit the need. Then I can actually push it, because that will go a long way to turn all my prospects into partners.
Thank you.
That will definitely help.
Amazing. Thank you. Thank you very much for sharing. While before another person comes on, I just like I shared to some of my friends earlier on, what I did for some people that were making objections, it is and all that. All I just said is, okay, I'm not telling you to at least my credibility, you know me, just borrow me. Then the rate went just late last year, the rate of dollar was not as high as this. So I said, okay, please borrow me the naira. Forget that. Look, I will do it in your name and all, but borrow me. And in 3 months, 6 months, based on whatever I see, I'll give you back. So borrow me. So they were willing to say, okay, Pastor, I will borrow you. I will lend you rather. So, and when in 3 months, 6 months, I told them, this is what you have now. Okay, I will take it over.
That is a good one. Wow.
You
That
know,
is nice.
so for different people,
That
it's
is very
different,
nice.
it's different things, okay?
Wow,
So
that
you
is awesome.
you must understand.
That's a good one.
So that was
Yeah.
what I did for some people. And they are still here now and they are thanking God. So there are several strategies, okay? What works for each person, you must identify the need and what is of value to them and the return, okay? All right, amazing. I don't know if their contribution is Pastor Wale Oyeni is still is here, but maybe he's busy in another meeting. Pastor Wale?
I'm here.
Oh.
I'm here. I'm all here. I'm learning.
Oh, Pastor Wale, please, we need to share from, we need to also learn from you. Share with us. We've talked about price objections.
Right.
I want you to, you have met objections since being a member. How did you overcome such objections? Okay. And what are some of the learning points that you want to share with us?
Okay. I thank you for the opportunity and thank you for the very clear teaching you have given us tonight. I've listened to contributions of other members, and I just want to add other two major recurring objections that are general, not specific to me as a person. One of it is the misconceptions of the general public about the business of cash FX. When you tell some professionals, they say, I'm not interested in crypto. Federal government has banned it. And when you say, no, we are not in crypto, we are in Forex, they say, what's the difference between the two?
That is very true. I've heard that one too. I've heard that one too.
You know, and that one is a good objection to educate the educated illiterate.
Yes.
And most of them, because of ego, they will be very cocky to defend that they don't know the difference between cryptocurrencies and Forex. So it takes time to educate them. The second, the current problem that has also doubts and create tensions or discouragement among members are these delayed withdrawal, even among members. Oh, I will have joined. I heard that before your withdrawal is 48 hours, but now in 2 months you don't get it. And if I need my money, what happened? That is another major, and that one is recurring. So these are the two areas I believe we should pay critical attention and get a clear mind to answer. For example, even our current member, if you ask them to upgrade, they say, no, I'm not interested in upgrading. I've made withdrawal 6 months ago, 6 weeks ago, it has not dropped. So, and you know, when people begin to doubt the authenticity of the business itself, it affects their morale. And when morale is challenged, the energy to drive it is not there again. So every one of us must be able to handle those two objections. One, we must be current about the cryptocurrency, the CBN position. People don't know, they just believe every online business is what the CBN has banned. I want us to draw attention to that. And then the second one. So those are the two few points I want to mention. For me, because I'm a salesperson, I'm selling Jesus Christ.
Yes,
I know how to handle objection because I look at the temperament of people. The objection you answer, the way you attend to A objection will not fit B objection. It's like medicine. The current mood of people affect their responses to the way you handle objection. An unhappy person or an angry person, no matter the truth you sell to him, he believes that this is false because of the mood. And also your own temperament in answering every objection. Any answer you give in love will be accepted by any hater or anybody. If you are answering with good attitude, loving attitude of I just want to help you. Everyone on heart, they need help. And if your attitude is of love, that you want to help them to change their position, maybe from lack to abundance or from borrowing to become a lender, and you educate them in that direction. That's why I love this statement, although some of the time when we're presenting on Zoom, we say it arrogantly, that we are not in the business of begging, but helping. If we can represent it in a way that anyone we are selling benefit to, we see it in a way that we are just helping you.
Positively.
Positively, that you are helping me to enlarge my source of income and create another stream of income. They will love it. And if they know you, just like you have been mentioning about your integrity among your board members and stuff like that, it's just like me. Seeing my photograph among the photograph or presenter, people don't even bother to understand it. If it's there, I was embarrassed. There's a big man in our province in Redeem. I was discussing with our PICP one day. It was just shaking very fast to us. So our guys said, what is the problem? What do you want to say? I want to see pastors. I want to confirm something. So he moved closer to us. And he said, sir, do they just Photoshop or is it you true that you are my flyer? I said, it's me. I said, you know, he said, it's done. I said, what is that? I wanted to know when I saw. So integrity matters a lot. When people believe in us and they believe in what you say, handle objection will not be an issue. But the reverse side of handling objection is that if we sugarcoat the answer and they find out any day that what we have told them is false but packaged in truth, what we have built will scatter. So in handling objection, everything we say must be nothing but the truth consistently all the time. Thank you so much, sir.
Amazing, Pastor Wale. Amazing contribution. God bless you. God bless you. Whoa. Let us give a 10-10-10 for Pastor Wale. He has done what Napoleon cannot do. In the Battle of Trafalgar, Napoleon was stopped, but Pastor Wale has taken the battle to.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, sir.
Amazing. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Thank you, sir.
So just like Pastor Wale have said, please, the art with which we say things is much more important than what we are saying. Okay, people must connect and see. The second thing I want to say, just as a chip in, is this. For instance, when I go to prospect, I don't, because of the present withdrawal cycle, I don't tell people we withdraw in 1 week. No, I tell them presently, the withdrawal cycle is 6 weeks, because that's what it is. An average of 6 weeks. Okay. If it comes sooner, amazing. And the reason is so simple. Because of, number one, the payment system, work has not finished on it. Number two, okay, is the fact even that there have been a lot of piled up during those times when payment had been delayed. So they're clearing it out little by little. Okay. Which was because of when Bitcoin jumped from 60,000 to 20,000. So they had to stop paying. Else, if they pay out your $300, if it should be 300 naira, you have it as maybe 150 naira, and it will become a problem. That's why they stopped it then. So the backlog is what they're clearing, and I make people to understand that. So what I just tell people is the average withdrawal time now is about 6 weeks. So I make new commerce have that expectation from the start. So if it comes, sorry. So do we understand that?